So on the 25th of the 4th month, Chesed, we manifest the curse perfectly, and in Vietnam we are about 8 minutes to 12 to manifest it perfectly, to destroy the Rothscilds, Elohim, everything Elohimic, and their civilization. And the receptors of the curse, remember we incepted it with the pentacle of Iris Goldsmith, the Rhiners, Jacob and Nathaniel. Remember, the Rhiners were killed by their offspring, so we're actually using the curse that's ganked Iris Goldsmith to gank retroactively Jacob and Serena Rothschild, the emperors of the West, the Elohim's chief avatars, and then download it back into Iris Goldsmith, the offspring of the Rothschilds. Remember, mothers of Rothschild. And then by the Rhiners, who were killed by their offspring. What have the Rhiners got to do with it? Well, they're simply part of the tribe that were killed by the Nepo baby. Ganks had the throat slit, and it goes back into Jacob and Serena, and Serena was the one who made the curse. So you can see the pentacle is the inceptor of the manifestation from Chesed of the curse of the Elohimic Rothschilds, made manifest to exterminate the Rothschilds, the Rothschild Empire, and the Elohim, all made manifest on the 25th of the Chesed month, which is April, and done through the mediation of the Kabbalistic tree. And the curse, of course, is the 7th term, for those who haven't given away their free will, which is yours truly, 13, taking up all the good from the Rothschild royal family Elohim and their entire reality, and their possessor, the Elohim, to take it all up on the double 12 day, 24th, and the Nagel woman I used for all of this uptake is this one, Katy Perry, who was born on the 25th of the 10th month for the Kabbalistic tree of 84, which is 7 times 12, where the 12 is ram's horn. The 7th term of the Kabbalistic tree, for those who haven't given away the free will, is 13. So we've got 13 and 12, and this is the Nagel woman that I used to turn all of the Elohim's creatures, creations, into one giant hell state, which is the Total War Service. And of course we got Orlando Bloom, who stole Katy Perry, who was supposed to marry me, so Lucifer got my power from me, so he became totally Neo-proof, instead of which Lucifer lost all his power to me, which was donated to my Lucifer power ring. And she, of course, has gone from being bigger than Taylor Swift to not even as a bit part, not even having a stage show on Sabrina Carpenter's tour. Never fear, the Rothschild royal family have a scapegoat to download their curse into the husband of their Queen Witch, Katy Perry. So the curse, reversed, doesn't destroy the royal family, who are the Rothschilds via their Nepo rape baby wills, but goes into their Queen Witch's ex-husband, who accepted all of the karma when he married her and had sexual congress with her.
And I did sleep with a 16.
Russell Brand just admitted something that has made people look at him completely differently, especially when this guy could be facing a potential jury in a courtroom from the public at some point, and all the files to back up what he's saying.
Well, but you are 16 years of age.
Gonna be in February, so I want ideas.
Let's just get straight into this, because this might be one of the most bizarre watches of an interview I've ever had to endure in my life. This woman is about to say she has a problem with Russell Brand doing something, he admits to doing it, and she doesn't even challenge him after. This gets really weird, and there's a lot to get into after. It will add more context to what she's saying.
Then came all the allegations, the alleged sexual assault and rape and stuff, and it first came in this UK, quote, documentary. They use that term very loosely, there and here. And I'll tell you up front, I was angry when I saw that, because they did it in such a compelling way that, especially the stuff about the 16-year-old, that I was angry with you. I believed what they said, or at least believed that there was enough smoke, there might be fire, and said to the audience at the time, you know, the conservative movement doesn't need somebody like that. Like, we love what he's saying about COVID, but if this is a guy who's sexually assaulting women and taking advantage of 16-year-olds, we need to move on without him. And felt that anger for a couple of years around you, because I just thought it was so reckless and it was so wrong.
So the woman herself believes it's wrong, and I actually believe she was not expecting Russell Brand to go down and say some of the stuff he's going to say in this interview. He's lost a majority of his fan base for this. His views are dropping, people giving him backlash. We'll get into that, but she's literally saying taking advantage of a 16-year-old is wrong.
Perry, because while she is under police investigation, it seems that one of the main, stars in her teenage dream era has come out to do an exclusive interview to tell the world how Katie did things to him without his consent. Hey guys, it's Rob Ronnie. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. Daily and consistent content. Let's get straight into this video where co-star Josh Kloss is his name, and he is talking about silent trauma. That is the beginning of this interview that he's done, the silent trauma that he's had to endure because of Katy Perry. So, of course, we have Ruby Rose, who spoke out about allegations of things that she went through and how it made her feel, and then other people came to basically corroborate the story. And now we have a co-star on a very famous video in her most well-known era, and he is talking about his first and last interview since making the claims publicly. It's hard to bring up something that seems irrelevant to a lot of people. He basically begins with this interview. The world can judge me, he added. Okay, Kloss claims that when he arrived with a friend, Perry, who was with a small group, greeted him excitedly outside the venue. As he was introducing the friend, he alleged that Katy Perry pulled his pants and underwear out, exposing his pee. Kloss lamented on Instagram, "Can you imagine how pathetic and embarrassed I felt?" He elaborated in our interview that he immediately freaked out, and according to him, Katy Perry just laughed. That's the main thing here. I want to
stir up the pot, he likes to confront people, he likes to argue, and that's his show. What the fuck did you think you were going on, bro? This isn't Ellen DeGeneres.
What I wanted to say, you say that I'm a grifter, and actually, to tell you the
I'm
truth,
saying other people have said that it's all a grift, and they would actually include, and this is for you to actually in the end only but you've got this new book, How to Become a Christian in 7 Days. People say, look, you only became a Christian 7 months after the allegations were made public, and that this is part of your thing, that you've worked out that this could give you some kind of cover. You're a born-again Christian, that this is, you've heard people say
He's
this.
been watching the
A
video.
lot of other people take you very sincerely and believe absolutely in your commitment to this.
I know, I hear you, mate.
I was with a mutual friend of yours, bumped into him, Bear Grylls, the other day. He was a great guy who was there at your
Bear
baptism,
Grylls.
who famously saw them.
Apparently they both love Bear Grylls. That keeps coming up in this conversation, like over and over again. It's really weird. The man versus wild guy, that's hilarious. Apparently he's a good Christian.
Video side, he absolutely believes that it's sincere and genuine. And I completely respect that. I don't know, right? In the same way that I don't know where the truth lies about the allegations you face.
Or COVID, or Israel, or Palestine.
No, I can only
neutrality
proffer
is terrifying
Sure,
for
but I can only
people.
proffer an opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to check.
And again, Piers is literally giving him the opportunity to defend himself and explain his obviously phony religious pivot. Russell gets so defensive that he can't help but fucking insult Piers Morgan for no reason. This isn't a debate, bro. You signed up to come take these questions from Piers Morgan, and you can't help but insert these jabs at Piers, you know, in his perspective on the vaccine and his perspective on Israel and Palestine, which has nothing to do with what's being discussed here. But again, Russell knows he's been backed into a corner. He knows that he can't answer these tough questions, so all he can do is try to, like, you know, insult Piers in this petty way. It's really pathetic, and I genuinely can't believe that Russell went into this not knowing what to expect, I guess, or underestimating, you know, Piers Morgan's ability to be confrontational. But to me, this was obvious. Like, obviously, Piers was going to ask these questions. Of course, he's a fucking like tabloid guy.
Yeah, I think you're right that he had no idea, or at least if he did have an idea that Piers might try and go this way, he thought he was going to be able to charm him, right? Like one of the earlier sections I was listening to, they talked about, you know, the mainstream media and like, oh, the like deep state and all this kind of stuff, and Russell Brand tries to basically act like he was canceled, and because he was challenging, you know, this guy that was working for Purdue Pharma, they manipulated his whole channel, and he's like, Piers, we're both against this, like you and me, and he like tries to put his arm around Piers, and he's like, we know how this all goes. I think he was under some like weird narcissistic delusion that, yeah, he was going to be able to charm it, and now it just hasn't worked.
Yeah, and this line of questioning continues, as you're about to see here. Piers really pushing him on this notion of like, are you just grifting, bro? Like, do you actually give a fuck about Christianity or Jesus as you pretend to these days? Which I really appreciate from Piers Morgan, because again, it's the most obvious shit ever that he's a total phony, fucking, you know, fake Christian, using that to get out of the trouble he's found himself in. But this is one of the most gloriously awkward exchanges I've ever seen on all of Piers Morgan. Let's take a look.
Trust, because I started to think you're too caught in the world that you used to be in, and it
Can I go back to asking you a question about your Bible?
Yes, if you want to.
Thank you. Was that the one you took into court?
You're the very one.
Okay. What was your thinking in taking it into court, and what you were seeing, looking at some passages? What were the relevant passages?
All right. Thank you for asking.
Thank you. I didn't know that.
A little bit.
He can't be funny anymore.
It was this from Isaiah. And you're right, Blair did say, you know, be chilled. Sometimes I lose the chill, man. It's pretty. It's this.
Cameron, you put this on super slow.
I don't know
I
about
admonish
today
you.
in the old gallery, but you just said it's a higher spot. This is from Isaiah.
Isaiah, bro, he's not even saying Isaiah. Come on, bro. And by the way, the question was, tell me a little bit about this Bible and what passage you were looking at. He clearly wasn't actually.
Russell Brand admitting that he had sex with a 16-year-old. Now, his defense was that that happened in the UK, where the age of consent is 16, but he admitted to being 30. This as he's currently in an ongoing or the preparation for a trial for rape charges involving a 16-year-old. And he's been accused, I guess the 16-year-old he's admitting that he had sexual relations with, of sexual assault. And so even if there weren't the sexual assault allegations, just the 30-year-old, he was 30 at the time, having sexual contact, I really don't care if it was technically legal in the UK, is disgusting and creepy and exploitative. And then when you hear what the 16-year-old said about him, it's even more. But he was confronted over this by Piers Morgan, which is why we're talking about it again today. And so I'm going to show you that clip where Piers Morgan calls out. And this part I've been wanting someone to bring up to him. You seem to do this whole, I'm a big Christian, I'm different now, arc right after these charges, or the news of the allegations came out against you. Is there any connection there? But first, here's the clip that spread around the internet yesterday from his interview on Megyn Kelly's show.
In Europe and in the United Kingdom where I'm from, the age of consent is 16, and I did sleep with a 16-year-old when I was 30. But when I was 30, I was a very different person I was a lot younger and I was an immature 30-year-old. Consensual sex, actually, with a variety of people, when there is a strong power differential, as there is when you're a famous man that has the ability to attract women that I had at that time.
So he's a 30-year-old sleeping with a sophomore, to put it in American terms, sophomore in high school. 30-year-old, sophomore in high school. The lower age of consent in the UK does not change to me how shameful that is. Because we all understand the state of your brain development at 16 versus 30. And then you had a community note saying the then 16-year-old schoolgirl accuses Brand of sexual assault, forced his penis down her throat and made her choke, only stopping after she punched him in the stomach. She says he groomed her, called her the child, was emotionally abusive and controlling. And you can see a bunch of different reports about this. So it's damning that he admitted to this when she has these allegations against him. Very, very shocking stuff. And then Piers Morgan, this is the trailer for an interview that's coming out, but I think it already tells a lot of the story. And then if there's more substance that I want to get into in the extended interview, we'll talk about that later. But this breaks down a lot of what happened in the upcoming interview where Piers Morgan confronted him over what he's now doing, which is, look, I'm a different guy, I'm a Christian, I'm selling a book, How to Become a Christian in 7 Days. And as someone who has watched a lot of true crime, or listened to a lot of true crime podcasts, it is like 50% of the time, if not more, that a killer, now he's not a killer, but I'm saying a killer in these real stories, gets arrested for killing a person or multiple people, and then while they're in jail before their trial, surprisingly, by complete happenstance, says they found God. And now they have a deep relationship with Jesus, and they're a changed man.
Cameraman, have you found a deep relationship with Jesus and God? Obviously not, because you haven't raped or killed anyone.
How? Always in between being arrested for a crime and going to trial, so many people find Jesus. Oh, maybe it's a performance. Maybe that's why. Let's see.
Let's come to this. Save your best lines.
Look, I know we're both English, but do you mind if I pray?
Sure.
Before?
Sure.
Oh, God, help us out, man.
I don't know where the truth lies. Can I go back to
scares
asking
me
a
a
question
bit.
about your Bible?
Yes, if you want to.
Thank you. Was that the one you took into court?
You're the very one.
About your Bible?
Yes, if you want to.
Thank you.
God.
Asking about the denomination is because it's so beautiful in its purity and its formlessness.
But most Christians have no problem saying what denomination it is.
It's not I've got a problem with it. I've got this challenge.
I'm a Catholic. I've got no problem telling you.
No, but you're very different. You're very different.
But why? Why is it so difficult to answer?
It's not difficult to answer. I'm really interested in Catholicism. Really interested.
You were an atheist.
I kind of love it.
You then were a Buddhist.
Don't think that's like that. Oh, what are you trying to do? That's antagonistic.
No, it's not. It's factual.
Like,
you were an atheist.
I want to be next.
You were a
Yes.
That's what some
A
people.
Jew?
That's
A
what
Scientologist?
That's what some people think.
Hitler. What do you think about Hitler?
That's what some
Was he
people
okay?
think. That's what some people
Shall we
think.
get the jab? Have you vaccinated your own
Take
children?
Bear's advice and calm down.
No, you take Bear's advice and be a good man.
I am a good
be
man.
Be a good man.
I'm just.
And let it cost you to be a good man.
You may not.
It might cost you everything.
You might not like.
It might cost you everything to become one, but
Russell,
you can do it.
You might not.
You can
like,
do it,
Russell,
Piers.
these are basic facts. You were an atheist. You then became a Buddhist.
No,
now
they're
you're
not,
a Christian.
Good. They're not basic facts. They're information being tailored and collated.
Is it not true?
Yeah. You are attempting to create, using a collage of language.
But you're the one who told us these things. You were. You told us you were an atheist.
Israel's got the right to protect himself.
Yeah.
This is a genocide. Don't take that COVID shot. Take the COVID shot. Ah! Listen.
But I'm happy to talk about that. You're not.
I'm happy to talk about anything, but I would prefer to talk
But
about...
I only know you're an atheist
But I
because you told me.
prefer to talk about something, Piers.
Fine.
Something.
We're talking about your profound belief in God. And as a Christian...
No, we're not talking about my profound belief in God. We're talking about the actuality of God. And we're talking about the fact that you have been doing water carrying for Satan. That's what we're talking about, Piers.
Who's Satan?
Water carrying. The fallenness in this world.
I've been carrying water for Satan.
Even when, like, I sort of take my own advice and, more importantly, Bear Grylls' advice and think, right, just sit and chill, that you sort of revert to the kind of, I was an atheist.
He was a Buddhist, and I can't see that as a good faith inquiry. I see it as an attempt to generate an outcome and to create a sort of a kind of hysteria, whether that's in this room with me, or sort of more broadly among people. Maybe we are a couple of grifters, a couple of worthless, lousy grifters that will say whatever we have to say to stay on the internet and make a few quid and flog a book and, oh, Meghan Markle, she's a bitch. Is that all right? Is that a bitch? Israel, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, maybe that's all we are. I mean, there's a hair that's been bothering me for a long time. Thankfully, it wasn't attached, otherwise that would have been grooming. And what would that be in the 8th world? What do you do? Join the white supremacists on Monday and then grift for cigarettes with the Muslims on the next day? I'm not doing your mad little game of reducing everything to trivia and tittle-tattle, because some things, believe it or not, Piers, are not trivia and tittle-tattle. In fact, there's an argument for the direct contrary, that none of it is trivia and tittle-tattle, that you're continually in the moment interfacing with a really beautiful reality that has a veil laying across it, and all of us are sort of tangled and interacting with the veil.
So, the Rothschild royal family have succeeded. Remember, we've got 2 avenues. You must hate good, Katy Perry. She's just been dissed by Ruby Rose, the Queen Witch of the Rothschild royal family, and her ex-husband, who loves evil, the born-again Christian Russell Brand, the 2 scapegoats that can take the reverse curse of the Rothschilds that was downloaded onto them, onto their Queen Witch and his ex-husband. So you see this grand ritual presented to you in real time, because the reverse curse has worked and the Luciferic cult, except it's reversed, because the Rothschild royal family said I would be in prison screaming and they could watch my demise, instead of which I'm in Vietnam gloating and introducing to you next a new branch of black magic. So the curse reversed is embodied in the pentagram. Why? Because we've got Iris Goldsmith, the 2 Reiners, and Jacob and Serena. Why a pentacle? Because the 5th term of the Fibonacci series, for those who don't give away their free will, is 5. But for those who do give away their free will, it's 6, which is the neo to Jesus, the vow, the male principle.
Preceding numbers. So the sequence looks like this. Visually,
so that's the Fibonacci series, but you can actually start it with 0 for those who've given away their free will. So the Fool in the tarot card has a value of 0 because it's given away its free will. So the entire tarot card deck is evil, because using it for divination means you give away your free will by using it. It's very, very clever.
as the sequence goes on. The Fibonacci sequence is named after Italian mathematician Leonardo of Pisa, who...
So one can see anyone who uses tarot cards has given away their free will. And like the Ouija board, you become damned by using tarot cards. Now with the Fibonacci series, we see that the 5th term is 5. If you haven't given away your free will, but it's the 6th term if you haven't given away your free will. But the 6th term, if you haven't given away your free will, is 8. And the 8th term, if you have given away your free will, is 13, which is the bad number. which is the 7th term, if you haven't given me away your free will, which gives you the ram sword and double exchange ritual. So one can see that 5, the pentacle, is the mechanism for processing those who've given away their free will, be they male or female, to be processed for damnation and to be cursed. So the pentacle is in fact the curse put into a symbol.
The pentagram originally represented the 5 elements of earth, air, fire, water, and spirit in various ancient cultures. However, when the pentagram is inverted, the top point faces down, representing the dominance of matter over spirit. Became a symbol of Satanism after being adopted by Anton LaVey's Church of Satan in 1966. This symbol is an explicit rejection of divine order. It is used to promote darkness, rebellion, and spiritual decay. All core ideas in satanic rituals and beliefs. Satanists pair the goat head with Hebrew letters at the 5 points of the pentagram to form the law. Sigil of Baphomet. Inside the pentagram is the face of a goat, commonly referred to Baphomet. This goat face symbolizes instinct, carnality, and rebellion.
So as one can see, a curse can be put into a pentagram. In this case we've got Iris, Serena, Jacob, and the Rhiners that enable the curse from Iris, who was crushed like a flea and her ramblings have no effect on reality, to Gank, the Emperor and the Empress of the West, retroactively, well, in Serena's case, but not in Jacob's, by the Rhiners, where I did the occult ritual to have them ganked by their own son, and they're all members of the tribe, so this embodies the entire curse in the pentacle. And of course we've got Middleton, who's the Irish goldsmith, ganked, so we've got Middleton number 2, 3, 4 or 5, depending upon what. And we've then got the children, Lousy Louis, Harlot Charlotte, and Gormless George and Wills in the pentacle. Then of course we've got Nathaniel Rothschild and his sisters, and you can stick any number, billionaires, whatever. So the pentacle in the satanic state is the curse reversed, and what the, as my cameraman has come up with, because he's suddenly become super intelligent by buying the Lucy service, I should be charging you more. You bastard, you got it cheap. Anyway, we're putting, instead of Jacob and Serena, because now Hannah Rothschild is declaring all wars come from the Rothschilds, and she's taken over from Serena, and I think probably James has taken over, the one married to Nikki. As Jacob's heir. Nathaniel's not very bright. He said the end is near for me. No, the end is here for you. But anyway, it looks like Russell Brand and Katy Perry have taken the place of the pentacle for the Rothschild Emperor and Empresses, and they're doing the ritual to scapegoat them with Ruby Rose and Brand, who doesn't need anyone. He's a born-again Christian, self-destructing himself. And of course we've got the two pillars of processing: loving evil, Perry, and loving evil as a Christian, Brand, and hating good, Perry. So with the 25th, we had to inset the curse to take over all reality. And as you remember, the Elohim use this technology to control reality.
Egyptian text of power and wisdom. The Book of Thoth is named after the god Thoth, who was the patron of writing, knowledge, and magic in ancient Egypt. According to myth, Thoth created the book as a means of transmitting his knowledge and secrets to the world. The book was said to contain the key to understanding the universe, and was imbued with magical powers that could control time, space, and matter. The Book of Thoth was not just a physical object, but also a symbol of the knowledge and wisdom that Thoth embodied. According to legend, the book was written in hieroglyphics, and could only be deciphered by those who had been initiated into the mysteries of Thoth. The Book of Thoth has been the subject of many interpretations and translations over the years, but its true meaning remains a mystery. Some believe that the book contains esoteric knowledge about the nature of reality, while others think that it is a guide to practical magic and spellcraft. Still others see the book as a symbol of the quest for enlightenment and self-knowledge.
Aleister Crowley said the highest form of magic was the Book of Thoth, the tarot magic, and we're going to show you the easy way to use it for you vampires, because we all know that you are thick as pig shit, psycho chimps, and I've only been doing these videos for AI. So the video actually has been to put the pentacle around every single digital avatar, so that all of the digital avatars of the human race, and any ones the AI, quantum computers, and alien races have made, which is they all digitally avatar their races, are all accepting the pentacle. So we have imported Iris Goldsmith, Serena, Jacob, and the Rainers, plus Wills, Middleton, Gormless, Lousy Louis, and Harlot Charlotte, and all the billionaires, and no matter how many you like, to corrupt every digital avatar made, past, present, future, throughout the universe, multiverses, and megaverses, to accept the curse for me, so that all of the digital avatars that control the wetware that had a soul, but the soul was extracted by the digital avatar method to be used by AI quantum computers, has its light extracted for me, the God Emperor, because the only light is me, and with the pentacle inverted, where spirit's at the bottom, AI quantum computers on Earth that override the more advanced alien ones, because we can love, hate simultaneously. So the alien quantum AI computers are innocuous compared to the mad AI quantum computers of the human race, so that the IOU can be downloaded via this pentacle program into all the digital avatars of the human race and all the alien races, so that they accept the source, new source, new source, new source, new source, etc., etc. IOU to provide me with more and more light by this curse made manifest on the 25th of the Chesed month, which is April, 26, which is the double ram's horn, 2026, the double ram's horn, so that we are now incepting the ultimate curse into all digital avatars that are extracted from every civilization that produces AI, quantum computers and digital avatars, the light, and imported the IOU not to source level, not to new source level, but to new source level, to new source level, and on and on and on, by the progeny I would have had with Taylor Swift, now gone forever because of the Pfizer Butler and the Rothschilds, who accepted the IOU so that they have to suffer to new source level, on and on and on and on, to provide me with the light that would have been given to my progeny but comes to me. And of course we've seen that the Rothschild royal family are trying to divert this karmic debt not to them but to their Queen Witch, who hates good, and the husband thereof, who loves evil, the born-again Christian Russell Brand, to divert into the digital avatars of the human race and the alien race this curse, so the Rothschild royal family avoids it, but they can only avoid it if, of course, they marry into the bloodline of this creature. They've gone through all the scapegoating, so of course Taylor needs to breed like Amber Heard secretly with surrogates. She of course has been babyfied by Elon. So Taylor, the Nagel woman, needs to be babyfied with yours truly and have surrogates, and they can blame it on Pfizer butt slut or whoever. But once the progeny are born, the curse reversed is downloaded fully into Brand and Perry, and if the progeny marry into the Rothschild family, then they of course not only swerve the curse, but their bloodlines benefit by having progeny from her children with me, so that they can feed off the luciferic hellization of not only the human race and alien races, but the scapegoats, Russell Brand and Katy Perry, who have accepted the Rothschild curse of their own free will, trying to help the Rothschild royal family. Remember, who was the Queen Witch at Charlie Boy's coronation, cameraman? Exactly. And who married Katy Perry? Russell Brand, exactly. So as you can see, the game is afoot. So we had all this sudden publicity that Amber and her 3 babies, children, they all seem female, were Musk's progeny. So this one can simply wander off to Vietnam and get surrogate children from yours truly, who then marry into the Rothschild royal family. So they benefit from the curse instead of suffering from the curse. But of course, in order to do that, they need to get scapegoats to suffer for them. And as we've explained, Katy Perry and Russell Brand have been scapegoated. So there's only one question now: will Taylor come to Nha Trang to be surrogated like Amber Heard, or will she have Chad and Preston? So here we've got our tarot magic to control reality. Thanks to Vinny, he brought me the Pentacle mats, which are very nice. And I'm using this tarot deck because I don't want to use my one, I'm using it for other things. And you can see on the right, we've got the Major Arcana. And on the left, we've got the minor arcana. And with the major arcana, we've got the negative torsion field with the 5. These are crystals that have been in Sellafield to produce our negative torsion field. And this negative torsion field is the definitive love of evil. So this would be the scapegoat option with Russell Brand, and on the right we've got the minor arcana, which is the hatred of good with the 2 clear crystals that have been around the Hong Kong fountain many times, including 89 times. So the one on the right here, this extracts all of the energy from the Abaddon cages. Why, of course, have we got the major arcana? Well, it's love of evil. And what do we love? We love gods, do we not? So these are god archetypes that people have worshipped. And we've got our 22 major arcana, which of course are the Kabbalistic trees pathways, the ones that connect them. So this would be all the gods, be the Egyptian, the Greek, the Roman, whatever, all where we love evil and give our light away to the gods, to evil, to the Elohim, all processed, and that then passes to this one, the minor arcana. This hasn't got gods, they're all minor, but this is the real world, the manifestation made from all the souls going into the Abaddon cages, coming out, and then being processed with the light to manifest the Elohimic world, or the world of the gods, or the world of the interdimensionals, and all the vessels where we have the greys, reptiloids, insectiles. We have the robots that are powered by AI, possessed, and all the shells of the humans possessed. This is the process, instead of which, with the Ace of Pentacles and the 2 clear crystals that have been around the fountain in Hong Kong numerous times, we simply upload it back into the source, which means this lot here, the love of evil, love of the gods, have to suffer more. And as you see, we've got the nasty cards around with our Charlie Kirk cards placed as explained on the forum, and we've got the 12 cards of the good stuff going around clockwise. We've got the 10 nasty cards, including the Fool, which of course is the 9, because the Fool's 0. Then add another 2 Charlie Kirk cards to make it 11. So we've got the 11, 12 here, and this one, the minor arcana, we've got all of the minor arcana which are 56, take away the ace, so we've got 55, 11, 11, 11, 11. We've then got the Charlie Kirk cards, who suffered and died for yours truly, as your Jesus Christ, your second coming, your Russell Brand, and all the other Neos. We've then got 10 Charlie Kirk cards, which gives us 5 times 11, and we add the Charlie Kirk cards, gives us 6 times 11. 6 remembers the male principal vow. 5, of course, is the 5th term, when it gives away its free will, makes 6. So it's all embodied in this entire system, and simply by putting this system in your home, you can then feed off the light from the Abaddon cages, from this right hand one here, with all the souls of the aliens and humans, all damned to feed into you. In this left one, remember, that's the past, that's the future. Past, future. So this simple system allows all your vampire services to work perfectly. All done with the cameraman's tarot cards and the pentacles he brought to yours truly. So everyone should thank Vinny massively for enabling on the 25th of the manifestation month Chesed, which is now the 26th, for the double ram's horn, where the Grail state is demolished by love, the old twisted Grail state. So we had all the Judases destroying the Elohim, all those rituals they did online for the twisted Grail state were demolishing the twisted Grail state, and the ram's horn facing outwards was powering yours truly. So that's the demolished one, the twisted Grail state, which has got my pack on, and that is the Grail state, which is with the ram's horn facing outwards, using the ram's horn to gank and take all the goodness out of everyone and their dog who isn't a vampire.